And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked. I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on a Wednesday. And today we have the Barnes, Tony, and Zach show. How you gentlemen doing today?
I'm doing all right, dude. You know,
The
classic
Rangers.
little hump day, Rangers, you know, trying to get yourself through it. But, you know, it is really tough. You know, you got Josh B already talking about it as well, dude. I mean, I guess, like you said, expected, but still, I mean, you know, you wish for maybe a better outcome here. So a little bit of a tough time, I think, if you're a Rangers fan right now. But hey, I mean, there's a ton of other sports to get to. Players Championship this weekend.
March
That's
Madness
huge.
around the corner.
March Madness, dude. The 14th it starts, right? Does it start this weekend or the following weekend?
It does start
This weekend.
next
weekend.
But the conference tournaments, Big East, I think starts tomorrow, or it starts today, actually, right?
I think it starts
I think
today.
so.
Yeah, today, yeah, and then UConn will be playing tomorrow. That's what it
UConn!
is. I think Providence actually opens up. Forgot who they're playing. I'll have to look that up. But March Madness,
They're probably gonna lose,
Cinderella's around the corner.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We'll see, dude.
Any hype for you, Zach, with March Madness going up?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've tuned in out of college hoops throughout the year, but I'll definitely be locked in for the conference championships. I was actually watching Sacred Heart last night in the MAC tournament.
Oh, how did they lose?
They beat
No,
Fairfield.
they beat Fairfield.
This is for the semifinal or championship?
No, this is
the first
like
round.
the
Oh, it just
first round.
started.
Literally.
Okay, gotcha.
in
Yeah.
Atlantic City, Brian.
Oh wow! Wait, so
Yeah.
so this what conference is this?
MAC.
The MAC.
Yeah.
Okay.
First year for Sacred Heart being in the MAC, dude.
Okay, because you know what? It's funny because it's at Boardwalk Hall, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it used to be for the A-10. My sister, cheerleader at Fordham. They used to have it there as well. So
Oh,
I
no
think
kidding.
they've had other tournaments there. But hey, I mean, not bad. You know, especially your lower seed, you play every day, 4 days in Atlantic City. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
dude, have a great time. That's
Yeah.
for sure, dude.
I mean, I don't know if you think people are sneaking in the casinos underage though, or
I don't know. They seem they're pretty on top of that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
would
man.
assume no.
I remember being a child with my parents in AC, and they're like, "Hey, miss, like, your son can't be on the carpet. Okay, get him off the carpet."
the carpet. Oh my God!
Yeah.
You know it was a huge upset, by the way. Now, also though, I'm not gonna lie. At Mohegan, I definitely must have played like 5 or 10 times before I was 21.
Really?
Yeah. No
Play
one
what
carded me.
though?
They don't
Blackjack.
check there.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, and got drinks too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they don't really
Yeah.
check there.
AC they do though.
Well, AC
Like,
they do,
that's-
yeah. But Connecticut, I mean, they encourage that sort of behavior in Connecticut.
Yeah,
so
of course.
No, and I was
Yeah.
gonna say, speaking of Connecticut, I mean, heartbreak. I know Tony's gonna say I don't give a fuck, but Central Connecticut State University was working on the longest win streak in the nation.
Really?
Lost to St. Francis, Pennsylvania, in the NEC Tournament Championship.
No
25
way,
and
dude.
7 this year, but you'd think there's no way the Blue Devils.
Oh, that was on Saturday, right?
No, this is yesterday.
Oh, this was yesterday?
Yeah, they had
Oh.
probably the other games before that.
Yeah.
But no way that the Blue Devils would get in that large. I mean, we've seen like Belmont Zach get in that large before, but I feel like NEC at large is kind of pushing it.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be very tough to get.
That
a
it
tournament
just
bid.
it sucks with these conference tournaments. So you got St. Francis will get in at 16 and 17, and then Blue Devils longest winning streak in the nation going into the game, 25 wins, going to be an NIT team.
That's kind of
Most likely.
crazy. I mean, I guess maybe hopefully they'll win the NIT, dude.
Yeah. I mean, because one of the best seasons that they've had in a while. That program has not been great recently.
Nah, I mean, that school sucks. so.
And then I was just looking at this too. Gonzaga upsetting St. Mary's to win the West Coast Conference tournament.
Wow.
It feels like it's been the last 20 years, maybe Zach, 19 times that's been the final, St. Mary's and Gonzaga, right?
Yeah, it just seems like it happens every year.
But I think it's after next season, Gonzaga will be in the Pac-12 for basketball.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams moving around. I
Yeah.
didn't know that, but that makes sense. given
Yeah.
where they are.
And not that it's going to be the original Pac-12, but it'll be a step up in competition from the West Coast Conference at least. So I
Yeah,
think that's
definitely.
good. And they've done a good job with their non-conference schedule as well. And I was just looking on here, the Big 12 tournament and the ACC tournament started yesterday. And Notre Dame beating Pitt by 1. You had Colorado over TCU. Syracuse beating Florida State, so that was probably Leonard Hamilton's last game as Florida State head coach. I was just seeing, I guess, there wasn't any other championship games, just some semifinals. But and then Big Ten tournament getting underway today. Rutgers is going to play USC. It's so crazy that that's a Big Ten tournament game. Like, doesn't that seem like the weirdest thing ever?
Yeah, like doesn't make any sense really, just given where Rutgers is. But yeah.
And then we get started at the Garden. Butler, Providence, Tony. Butler 1.5 point favorites. Rumblings about Kim English getting canned too. I'm sure Riley's pissed. I'm sure you haven't talked to him about it anytime recently.
No. We definitely been talking about the Bruins and stuff, and he's tight, obviously. But I mean, what can you do? You know, it's tough being, I guess, a New England fan right now, dude. Even though he does think his Red Sox are going to be really good this year.
That's going to be funny when they're not.
And I'm sure, the Cole injury, the Stanton injury, feeding into
I can't
his...
stay, like, it's funny because the whole Mets thing has made me get out of place a little bit. But just, you see some stuff on
Mets
Facebook
thing,
and stuff. The Red Sox fans are definitely the worst. Like, fuck them. All of them, honestly. Riley, whatever. He's okay, I guess, but... No, Riley's fine, but I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying, Tony. You get the point. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I mean, listen. Well, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it creates a interesting scenario for the AL East. I think, with the Yankees having some of these injuries. Because again, I mean, leading up to it, you would imagine the team that was just in the World Series that did seem like they did bolster their roster at least a little bit would be, winning the division and returning to the World Series. So, I mean, I can see, why he would be excited, I suppose.
But I think it's one of those things that and again, of course, yes, it's me saying it, but I feel like it's like, okay, maybe the margin isn't as wide now, but I still think the best team in the division.
Yeah, I still think it's very interesting, actually. Rick and Dave were talking about it, too. I mean, we know about Toronto's deal and the Red Sox maybe could be
the Rays were not expecting
anything, but it's like the Orioles, like this offseason. I mean, they've done nothing.
No, they let Corbin Burns go.
And Santander.
Yeah.
So it's just like, like what the hell are they doing, dude? Like what?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you got Rutschman, you got Jackson Holiday, but Cedric Mullins has been in decline.
Mullins been in decline. Even Holiday last season was like a little
terrible.
Up and down.
No,
dude.
just terrible all around. I mean, you expect him to be good, but
you do still expect him to. But it's like, it still comes down to like this Orioles team. The organization just doesn't want to pay money, right?
Yeah.
Like
and you thought with the new ownership that they would, but. It just hasn't
they didn't
been
want
the
to
case.
go out there for free agency. I don't know what the hell the deal is there, but
yeah,
again, a lost opportunity to be somewhat competitive in the division. I feel so.
Yeah,
very interesting situation.
And then I was just wrapping up with the college basketball too. DePaul Georgetown second game at the Garden 6:30. How about Georgetown, Zach? 17-14. They got off to that hot start. All this talk. They've really collapsed on the stretch. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this game. Honestly, they've been playing terrible. I mean, I thought this was like finally. It's been a long time. Like they struggled under Patrick Ewing for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Cooley was going to turn it around. I mean, it's still only his second season, but just kind of surprised that they've tapered off like that.
Really?
You don't think so?
I don't know. I'm kind of happy they tapered off, to be honest, dude.
I mean, Cooley. I mean, he left, Providence in shambles. So I don't know. Georgetown just always been an iconic program, so it seems like they've been down for a while. That's all. And then the last game of the night, you're gonna get Seton Hall, Villanova, and that's gonna be 9:00. All these games on Peacock for the Big East tournaments, which is so weird. But Villanova heavy favorites there, 10.5 points. So. We'll see. SEC tournament starts as well, so definitely a lot of games to check out. And then it just gets more exciting, as the week moves along. But I do see we have a bunch of comments.
Yeah, dude, we have a ton of comments, dude. We definitely can get to a few of those here. Starting off early and often, dude. You do have Michael Buckta in the house, of course, dude. Number one fan, dude. He says. How are ya, dude?
How are you, Michael?
And then he says, Barnes, I see that Garrett had Tommy John and will be out for quite a while. Big blow for the Yankees.
Max Fried, Michael. Max Fried's got to step up.
And then, Michael Buckta, I don't know, hitting the hashish early, says, we all got to go to Mario the Baker. Best pizza ever.
Now,
it is to die for.
Is there a Mario Baker here?
There's one in Bridgeport.
Oh, okay, there's one in Stanford too, so I wasn't sure.
I didn't realize there was multiple locations. To be honest,
but I mean, it's probably a different owner, I would imagine.
Hopefully, because the one in Bridgeport is
terrible.
Good. Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about? Michael. Kev Dude Taylor says, let's go, dude. Went, obviously, a mistype here.
Sheesh.
He says, went the smoke. We want the smoke is, I think, what he meant to say. Let's effing go Mets, he says. Josh B. also in the house says, brutal. Rangers are brutal, okay? Then we have Ernie with the year, dude. Josh B. coming back in with the hi fam. And then Ernie says, wahaha, Josh, that chat last night, dude. Oh, boy.
I mean, any insight there, fellas?
I don't know. Josh B. says, all brutal. I think in reference to the chat. Something tells me, I don't know, things got heated, you know? Maybe some shots were fired.
Oh, when he said brutal, I thought he was talking about the Rangers. I mean, which obviously he didn't say Rangers, but I'm just saying.
No, yeah, I don't know, just referencing that chat. He's also happy that it's hump day. And then we have Michael Bucktis says, can't wait for what? Can't wait to come home in mid-May. I'm sick of being here at school, dude.
Wow.
Well, you shouldn't say that, Michael. Be where your feet are. Enjoy it while it still lasts.
Yeah,
dude.
also I would say, because me and Matt were guilty of this at Eastern. Oh, my God. This school fucking this school fucking sucks, dude. Can't wait. It's like, oh yeah, you can't wait to go work all the time. Like that'll be fun, right?
No, literally, I used to hate the people that would be talking like that.
Yeah.
Dude, the school's no fun, dude. But I go home every weekend. Like you're not doing it right then.
No, that was always the common thing. I don't know if you had that too, Zach, but the common phrase was, "The school fucking sucks."
Oh my God, that's so funny. Then don't go here. Down the line, speaking of Matthew Gabriel, he says, "Let's go, boys." And then we have Michael Buckta. His grandfather used to work at Central Connecticut.
There we go.
I don't know if he said that after I said that school sucks, but I'm sorry if your grandfather didn't suck, obviously, but the school kind of, and then he says, "F Boston sports, man," and he says,
"Yes, Michael,
Red Sox."
Yes,
more like Red Sox.
Yes,
dude.
Fuck the fans.
Which is hilarious.
Yes.
Let's go. My cousin Eddie, dude, is in here. He says, "What's up, cuz?" He says, "I had to reach out and say hello." That's my mother. My parents were over with my dad, my Aunt Rita, for his mom's 80th birthday.
Night?
No, this was probably like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, got you.
Cousin Eddie, great guy. Went to Sacred Heart, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Also bold for Sacred Heart. So let's fucking go, dude. Thanks for tuning in, Eddie. Actually, great to hear from you, man. We also have Ernie says, "I sent you my grid, Tony." Wow.
Did you get it?
You guys are on your own today. I don't want to look.
Yeah, it must be today's grid.
Yeah, right. I don't want to look and then.
Boy, Ernie, really leaving us out to dry must be like a hot day on the floor.
Yeah, I guess
cars,
so,
right?
dude. And then he says, should start a segment called "Beat the Ernie." Yeah, that's actually pretty funny.
That is a good one.
And then Buck, is this anything of note, or does he get kind of crazy with Disney right now? Barnes, this is different. He says, "It is literally problems every day up here." Oh, at school, dude. Dude, go talk to your RA or something.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, there's people that help you out, okay?
Trying to think,
utilize them.
But I mean, yeah, there's what? I mean, is it like a month and a half probably left to school at this point?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess.
But maybe some mediation.
Meditation,
But meditation, Michael, might be something you want to consider.
Yeah, dude. And then Danny, is that Danny right there? Danny V says, "Morning, boys. Let's go, dude." And then Michael Buckta, Boston fans make him sick, as well as his roommate. And he says 2 months. He's just ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would like it again. It doesn't matter. It just matters of winning. You want to just win. Doesn't matter who your opponents are. Would like to beat Boston in a playoff series this year. I would really welcome that. That would be great. Honestly.
Yeah, no, I mean that
because it just
that would be great.
Just because leading up to it too, all the talk about they've had our numbers since 2004 and all that bullshit.
Do they have Chapman?
Yeah,
they do have Chapman.
Yeah. Let's get Chapman in the 9th, please.
Let's go, dude. What does Eddie say here? Pop in for Eddie. What do you say? I don't know if you guys are into it, but I started breaking on Whatnot. Oh, he's probably opening packs of cards. No way. Don't even know if your page is cool with me saying that. That's totally fine, Eddie. But if you two are into football cards, come check me out. Breaking_steel, dude.
I mean, we've been known to rip some packs.
We've been ripping some packs ourselves. I'll definitely check you out, Eddie. We got to get back into the
dude.
Hockey,
it's been too much of a hiatus.
I know, dude. Maybe we'll take a trip to the card store this weekend.
Yeah. No, that would be outstanding.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Sure. That's awesome.
But a lot to get to, but we're going to start with, it is Players Championship Week. The players from Ponte Vedra, Florida, TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, I think that was it.
You drew, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Viedra, maybe? I kind of forget what it was.
I mean, do we get Alexa, or is that going to be copyrighted?
Let's get it back up here. Let's get point. Here we go. Let's get it for the people here. I gotta close that. Obviously, I don't want that, dude.
Ponte Vedra.
Okay, Ponte Vedra,
dude.
Florida.
The official
TPC
pronunciation.
Sawgrass, which has been the host of the Players' Championship since 1982. $25 million purse, $4.5 million to the first place winner, and definitely one of the toughest tests on the PGA Tour. You look just in terms of the yardage here, 7,189, par 72. And the tournament record actually goes back to 1994. The Shark, Tony. Greg Norman at 24 under. Scotty Scheffler, not that far off at 20 under par in his second consecutive Players' Championship, the first golfer to do that. And speaking of winning 2 Players' Championships, a 2-time Players' Champion will not be in this field or in any field the rest of the year. The news about Tiger yesterday, the ruptured Achilles training, terrible news.
I mean, that's just really, really unfortunate. I mean, you kind of said it after that. I mean, it does kind of seem like
that's it.
I mean,
he's gonna try it, but I mean,
I'm sure he will.
But it's gonna be a disaster. I mean, I hate to say that, but
I mean, it's what it's been so far. He's been trying. He's been trying to work through his back injury. Now to add this on top of it, I mean, this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back here, Brian. So it is very unfortunate, especially I know things have kind of been declining for him in general, and we knew that at one point, sooner rather than later, he would have to stop golfing.
Yeah.
But to happen like this, an injury where you're practicing, it's not even like you were out there on the course. It's tough, and I'm sure for him too, it's not exactly the way he wants to go out. So it's really a sad story, dude.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just like he says, all right, I'm gonna just play all the majors next year, and then that's it. I don't know, but then you got the senior tour. Could take the car. Supposedly, he was moving around well at the father-son tournament in December. But exactly. To add to everything else, it just, if anybody could do it, it could be him. But I've always been optimistic. But this, it's like I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so
either.
A ruptured Achilles at 50. I know Bernard Langer came back in 6 months last year. Was using a car wasn't the same. Andy North was actually talking about that on ESPN yesterday.
Well, maybe he can call up Rogers, and get some help for the Achilles, dude.
Yeah, you never know. Go to Europe, something.
The ayahuasca. Dude.
Obviously, wishing Tiger a speedy recovery. But back to the tournament, starting tomorrow here. We mentioned Scotty won last year at 20 under. The previous year was 17 under. Cam Smith won in 22 at 13 under. Justin Thomas won at 14 under and 21. 2020 was canceled after the first round due to the COVID-19 situation. Rory McIlroy 16 under in 2019. Webb Simpson 18 under in 2018. Siwoo Kim 10 under in 2017. Jason Day 15 under in 2016. So, you've seen the scores here, ranging from the low teens up to 20. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get that type of scoring this week. And as you can imagine, every golfer, the who's who. I mean, this is the PGA Tour's premier tournament because a lot of people forget, the Masters, all the majors, those aren't owned by the PGA Tour. So this one is specifically run by the PGA Tour. So that's why the $25 million prize, 4.5 to the first winner. So obviously you got Scotty, Rory, Xander, Colin Morikawa, Ludwig Aubert, Hideki Matsuyama, Russell Henley, Wyndham Clark, Justin Thomas, Tommy Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, Sepp Straka, Shane Lowry, Maverick McNeely, Patrick Cantley, Robert McIntyre, Victor Hovland, Billy Horschel, Sahith Theegala. Those are the top 20 golfers in the field here. One thing I was disappointed to see, and I don't know if you remember this, but I was getting around for Ernie Els last year. He won the senior players, and he's won the Open a couple of times. He had the entry into this tournament, but some obligations he had with some sponsors, so he's not playing. I like seeing that nostalgia because I don't know if you remember when we covered this, but Jerry Kelly at 59 2 years ago made the cut. Oldest golfer. It's interesting to see how they do.
That's interesting, dude.
But he didn't take him up on the offer. So
sponsorship obligation.
Yeah,
dude.
it just seemed like he didn't want to play because after he won the seniors last year, he's like, I don't know if I don't know how much fun that would be to play. So I think he kind of had this in his mind, for a while. But this is a big field, 155 players. So a lot of different places to go. You got all golfers from all different abilities, from Scotty Scheffler to Joel Damon, Tony. But if you here, what's a winner and a sleeper?
It's tough, dude. It really is. It's very interesting to me that Scotty's favored, to be honest, to win. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, not for nothing, Scotty hasn't exactly been playing his best golf recently, and not for nothing, no one's ever won this 3 times in a row, right? So it's kind of interesting that it's favored. No.
I mean, number 1 golfer in the world, done it the last 2 years. I mean, that's why. And even though we can golf, always played recently, but no one's gonna argue that he has the most talent in the tour. Still, regardless of that.
Well, I'm not gonna pick Scotty to win, dude. I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to do it either.
Even though it would be nice, it would be obviously...
He might just wait for Augusta.
Historic,
honestly.
Dude. He could, maybe. What did you say the course record was by Greg Norman?
24. He was at 20 last year.
And this was the only major that he won, right?
Was that a major?
Or the only... Oh, wait, no. So I'm thinking of the PGA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I mean, I guess give me Xander to win, I want to say. He's coming in here at plus 2,500. Xander Schauffele. I mean, last week didn't, golf consistently great at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. But that was his first time golfing, 3 months or something like that?
At least 2 months, yeah.
And I think the way he kind of ended his tournament, too, I mean, he had a great round 4, his back 9 specifically, he was golfing really well. So I just feel like, having that little tournament under his belt, getting back in the swing of things, no pun intended, I think he can come out here, and after being I believe he was the runner-up last year, as well as the runner-up in 2018, I think, too.
Yes.
Obviously a tournament he's familiar with being competitive here. I say he'll edge this one out, and, why not make it emphatic? Maybe he wins in a playoff against Scotty, okay? So give me Xander winning it here in the playoff. I'm going to say 21 under.
That'd be pretty dramatic. Scotty get denied. In a row in a playoff.
Yeah,
wow.
Dude. That's what I'm calling for, the dramatics here. And then I guess, I got to pick a sleeper here. Boy, is that tough. Sahith Theegala, dude. Now I'm going to go with a normal sleeper that I've kind of touched upon a few times here. And I'm going to go at, let's see, where is he here? At plus 20,000, Brian. Give me Steven Jaeger, dude.
Wow.
The Jägermeister, the German himself, dude. You look at his results this year. I know maybe it isn't pretty, maybe it isn't great, maybe it isn't consistent, but his last tournament out at Vedanta, placed 6th. Okay, dude.
Vedanta, wow.
So he also tied 3rd at the Sony Open in Hawaii earlier this season. Those are obviously 2 of his bigger tournaments. I think he got cut at the Farmers, if I remember correctly. But give me Steven Jaeger. Why not, dude? And I would say somewhere around the same, 21 under, 22 under.
All right. I've been, I guess you could say barking up this tree quite a while. He's been close, hasn't quite done it, but I know a 3rd and 8th place finish, including I think it was 8th place last week at the Arnold Palmer. Give me Justin Rose. You look at his history at the Players. He was cut 2 of the last 3 years. The 6th place finished in 22, 8th place in 2018, 4th place in 2013. So that gives him 3 top 10s. But I just like the way his game looks recently. It's been a couple years since he's won, and I just feel like he's due to win one more of these bigger events. Maybe not a major. We saw him have that runner-up finish at the Open Championship last year. So give me Rosie. I'm going to say at 14 under par. And then as a sleeper, the sleepers are always a tough, especially when we're talking about a field that consists of 155 golfers. So I'm going to go pretty far down on this list here. But if I had to say, tempted to go Damon, but it seems a little too crazy. But let's see here. I'm gonna go with. Let's do. I'm just trying to be creative here. Let's do Mac Meisner. You want to talk about paying out 166th ranked golfer in the world? Heartbreak at the Barracuda last year. Sometimes these guys that you never heard of win this tournament. And I think, that could be a situation this year. I think a lot of the top guys will be at the top. But if you look at the history too, I mean, even, Siwoo Kim in 2017, who really saw that coming. Tim Clark in 2010, just to give you a couple examples there. So you never know who's going to win this tournament. So I like that. And you know what else is awesome? And I hope we do go to a playoff. It used to be a single playoff hole, which I think would be amazing, but now it's a 3-hole aggregate. But that 17 starts the playoff. The Island Green. I feel like that's awesome.
God,
that's how it starts. I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be sick, dude.
Yeah.
I forget how many balls there were, but there's like however many balls are in that water right now. They did a count over the years.
Oh, but they must collect them, right?
I mean, I think they would have to, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But they're just saying how many players have hit the ball into the water. Gotcha.
No, like at the players.
Yeah,
like specifically.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, which is like a ton. I remember too when Brooks Koepka was on the PGA Tour. He always would just. I think he was like plus like 30 at the hole. Like just would always hit it in the water. Just such a mental thing. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Especially for someone like him, probably like just overshoots it.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is it? 150.
It's
super short. I think right, like 164. Which is like, maybe even for someone like us who doesn't hit the ball as hard consistently and as deep, like maybe even a little bit easier. But it's interesting because I mean, just such like a and then
137 yards.
Oh, again, talk about a mental game.
Just because you need to land it short, but you can't land it in the water. But then you can't go too far because it's gonna roll over the back.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's not an easy green either. It's not like it's flat. Like it's still like a fucking bowl. It could roll off, dude, which is just like brutal. But I'm looking forward to a lot of golfers struggling at that hole.
Yeah, no. A lot of times I'll just pull up just as a side
featured
coverage,
hole.
but just that hole. Like it's just awesome to see. You think anybody dunks one?
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm trying to think how many.
I mean, that's probably the last thing you're thinking about when you're at that tee is to like, I could make this one a hole in one, dude. Like I'm just like praying it's on the green, roll off,
14 aces.
All time?
Yeah.
Since what year?
Let's see. Well, last year, by the way, Ryan Fox made one.
Who the hell was that guy?
Let's see. So, bunker.co.uk is supposed to tell us every hole in one here.
Oh wow.
Brad Fable in '86. So they started playing there in '82. So it took 4 years.
Wow.
And you look at definitely a lot. Like there was a 14-year gap between Miguel Angel Jimenez in '02 and Willie Wilcox in 2016. But then recently, we've had a lot of hole-in-ones. In 2023, I forgot this. You had 3: Aaron Rye, Hayden Buckley, and Alex Smalley. Ryan Fox last year. Shane Lowry broke a 3-year drought in 22. So it seems like more people have been attacking that hole.
Nice.
So I would say odds are that we get one. I know we only had one last year, but
You think you can make a bet on that?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm sure it probably is pretty good odds, I would imagine.
You think it's like more like an over/under a certain amount, like not if there's gonna be at all?
Let's see.
I would imagine it's like an over/under, like over/under 2.5, which would be crazy. I would bet the under. Maybe it's 1.5 then. Set it yourself.
FanDuel plus 145. The odds that a player does not make an ace are minus 220. So just for one player.
So just for one player.
Yeah, because 3 was an absurd amount. I think that was a record.
Minus 145?
No, plus 145.
Oh, plus 145.
Yeah. So still not like a crazy, but you put something down there, something to see. You just watch the coverage all weekend. I don't know, right?
I don't think that's really. I wouldn't call that a value bet.
And then coverage-wise, getting started tomorrow, ESPN Plus 7:10. And then you'll have the 1 to 7 on I believe it's Golf Channel. Actually, I just had this up. I want to just double check that. But it's nice that as this tournament has grown, they've really expanded the coverage, which is great. Because it's just such a nice course. I feel like it's always in great shape. And it's at this point, like, they're not going to change it, but everybody's always said, it should be like major.
Yeah, no, I remember I was talking about that, last season. Will that ever happen though? You think?
Probably not, because it's been around so long. So it's like if they were going to change it, wouldn't they have already?
Oh yeah, I guess so. You think they would ever add another major?
No, I don't think so. I'm saying I think they would have already.
If they did in general.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see. But we'll have the live coverage tomorrow. See if anything interesting happens. So can't wait for this tournament. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
Pujols it's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play! Stop it, Tony. Yeah. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So, in Major League Baseball yesterday, Yankees with two games, a doubleheader split squad. Unfortunately, didn't go their way, but spring training, so all is good. But lost 2-6 at home to Baltimore, and then lost 9-1 at Pittsburgh. I believe it was the Baltimore game, though. We did see. What was it? Austin Wells with a hit. Cody Bellinger with 2 hits. He's now hitting 500 this spring. Paul Goldschmidt also continuing his hot hitting, going 1 for 3. And Clark Schmidt did get roughed up a little bit in his first spring outing, but struck out 4 over an inning and 2/3. Devin Williams giving up an unearned run and striking out 1 in his second appearance of the spring. So that was the game against Baltimore. And then against the Pirates, Paul Skeens pitching for them. We mentioned that yesterday. He did well. 4 innings, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. So holding the Yankee offense at bay. And they got a home run off of Skeens from Trent Grisham. But that was their only, a run of the day. Everson Pereira, J.C. Escara, Pablo Reyes, all with hits. Mungaya, who we talked about yesterday, with 2. But they did announce Spencer Jones, Pereira, and George Lombard all reassigned to minor league camps, which obviously is a little tough. And you thought with the injuries, maybe, some of those guys would get chances, but you know how it is with the player control, the options, all of that. So, there wasn't too much to speak of yesterday. I was surprised that they didn't want to keep Spencer Jones around long, even if they were going to ultimately, let him go down to the minor league camp, because there's still a fair amount of games left, but that's the way they decide to go. Max Fried will get his second start of the spring today against the Tigers. This one at Publix Field at Joker Marchant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. And towing the slab is Jackson Jobe, a guy that I'm not too familiar with.
There you go, Jobe.
22-year-old right-hander for Detroit. I don't see any lineups out yet. And it looks like this game is only available on the radio for the Tigers, so not something that will be watchable. But, I think the big thing is here, I think Fried pitched well in his first outing. The bullpen came in and gave up a 3-run homer. He looked great, so you just want to see him dialed in again. We'll keep an eye out on the lineups to see if they release that, which I would imagine, should be coming soon.
What time's the game?
You know what? That's why the lineup's not out. They're off today. It's tomorrow. I messed up. So
the Joker.
No Yankees or Mets today, Tony.
Yeah, the Mets is also tomorrow. No, no, it's not. You're wrong.
Really?
I think we play today.
Wednesday, St. Louis.
Oh, you're right.
That's right.
So what happened yesterday? What happened today? What do we got?
Well, we don't know what happened today yet because it hasn't happened. Yesterday was a loss, dude. 7-4. And I know the score, whatever, is between who cares, really. Especially when you look at it in terms of how you got to that score. You had Tyler McGill get the start yesterday.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe he had maybe 3 2/3 or 3 1/3, 5 Ks. Looking good, honestly. I would say probably one of his better starts this spring training. And I mean, there wasn't any scoring to this game until like the 7th inning, 8th inning maybe. You had, what the fuck is his name? Who hit the grand slam? It's not the other dude. It's that guy, dude. Hold on.
Oh, it's that dude?
It's that dude. Donovan Walton, dude. That's the guy. Hits a grand slam. Donovan Walton isn't someone you're probably going to really hear of. He's in his age 30th season of the minors. So, I mean, he's a career minor leaguer. Obviously, good for him for hitting this dinger in spring training. Looks great. And he plays mostly the infield, too. So it's not like there's really going to be a spot for him necessarily on this roster. That's nice. And then they end up blowing it. I mean, the bullpen guy, Urania, I think, gave up like 5 runs in like the 8th. And then Sean Reed Foley, who is a name that I've been sick of seeing, honestly, in the back of a Mets jersey.
Hammered?
Literally, yeah. Well, he gave up like 2 runs in the 9th. Like, but didn't fucking, but it's like every time he gets out there, dude, you get hammered, all right, dude? So it's like, again, like that's a bullpen guy I definitely don't want to see. Again, nice to see McGill, though. You're going to need him. You also need Paul Blackburn, who will be towing the slab today against St. Louis. Blackburn not off to a good spring training start here. 3 starts here. He's 0-1, 11.57 ERA, dude. Over 4 2/3 innings pitched, only 1K. Stuff is not looking good. He'll be opposed by Miles Mikolas. Okay. And I guess, we'll see what he can do, I guess, against St. Louis. I mean, obviously, you want some high hopes here for Blackburn. You got to pull for him, but you're not very hopeful, dude. And as this game seems to have the lineups out, looks like we have Lindor leading off, starting at shortstop, Soto starting in right field, then Alonso batting third at first base, Winker starting in left, and cleaning up, you have Mark Vientos getting the start at third. Love to see that, honestly. Batting fifth. Sixth, you have Marte at the DH position, then Torrens, who's been actually doing very well last couple starts.
Catcher? Favorite,
probably. Yeah. I would say yes. Threw some guy out at first, too, I think, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Like, one of those, like, threw the ball, was outside, guy was a little bit lazy, it will fucking pop up, bang, dude.
Oh, we have a little breaking news.
It's always when I'm talking about the Mets, dude.
I think you'll like it.
It better be good, dude.
It's not a team you like.
Hey, what do you got?
So the New York Rangers have signed Jonathan Quick to a 1-year extension, $1.55 million. So no, obviously they don't end up trading him.
Right.
I think a good move, honestly. I know it's like, okay, great, you're not gonna get out of your seat, but as a backup goal, I think it's good. I know he got torched last time. What? That's what you're thinking about, Tony? Sure.
No.
Shout out to Matt Bruh in the TCA chat for Molly Walker was on it, but Matt Bruh sharing it. So
Molly Walker was on it?
Yeah.
No, that's great. Obviously, it's not even just for the fact that Quick is a good backup tender, but I mean, at this point, it'd be nice to see him, honestly retire as a Ranger as well. So,
yeah,
why not keep him hanging around?
One more, I think, is good. That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, was it your boy from Montreal? No, who's your guy that'll play forever?
Oh no, that was
Who was that?
Quick's father. That was at Mohegan's father's friend.
Father's friend that was at Mohegan. Yeah, he'll play forever.
The Montreal guy was the Cole with like the motion and all of that stuff. But sore subjects.
Oh God, that's so funny. And then you have, after Torrens, you have Taylor batting 8th in center field, and you have Acuna batting 9th, dude, getting started second. So
he's struggled so far this spring, or
not necessarily. The 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bags, batting like 261.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Again, needs
he's
going to
be a backup player. He's a bench player, right?
Yeah. He will be a bench player.
But definitely will be on the roster to start the season. You would think, or
I would. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no reason not to. I mean, he started playoff games.
Yeah. Like what are we doing?
What are we doing here? Is right. Come on. So exciting baseball there for the Mets. Honestly, at this point, I'm just start the season.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
honestly.
It's like the monotony of spring training at this point.
Literally, the monotony, dude. So, we'll see how everything pans out. Hopefully, Blackburn can put together an okay start here. Just 3 innings, for Christ's sake. Clean.
Yeah. Cheddar is inner Clay Holmes.
Yeah, exactly, dude. By the way, Ernie, I did look at his grid, and they just show you the score.
Oh, good.
Which is great. Yeah, I was like
18. I don't know if we could top that.
18 is going to be tough, dude. I wonder what. Again, the angst is building now that Ernie did well, because Ernie's fucking good at it.
No, he is.
And he said that he only used 1 white guy.
Wow, tough to do, right?
Is that? Like
it depends on the grid.
Is that like a brag? I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
he's
right.
mentioned stuff like that.
But I'd say this is a good time as any.
Yeah, I was just gonna say though he did comment here, and we said that Pollock said Fleetwood was gonna win, right?
No,
we didn't
we
see
haven't
that.
gotten some comments in a while.
Oh,
Actually.
okay.
You want to go to the comments
Yeah,
section?
go to the comments. Go to the comments.
Might as well, dude.
Where are we starting?
Let's go. John Pollock says F Boston.
There we
Cousin Eddie, what do you say? What do you got here? You steal fraternity name from good old Sacred Heart, dude. There you go.
Shoo you.
You guys are doing your thing, he says. Proud of you, cuz. Keep being you.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate that, Eddie. Likewise, dude. I'm actually excited to see you rip open some packs.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, dude. Always enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then who's that? Kev Du Taylor. What does he say? Birdie kick rocks, dude.
What do you know, right?
And then Tommy Fleetwood looks like John Pollock is a big fan of, in all caps, is going to win, dude. Then we have who's that? Nelson coming in here, says good morning, dude. And then Ernie is bragging about what now? So who's taking advantage of the job discounts and meeting me for opening day, dude?
We'll be at opening day, but he sent me this yesterday, and this says Tuesday, April 1st, which is not opening day. So I don't know if he got that for opening day as well. But if you could clarify that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because this is $25 bleacher seat at Tuesday, April 1st. So
wow.
Let's see what Ernie says. But hell of a discount regardless. And then just before we do the grid, I was just gonna ask Zach. Because I haven't seen you in a little bit. What's your thoughts on both teams? I mean, first the Mets, Alvarez. I mean, any concern there? You think Terens will step up and lineup will be okay?
I think we'll be all right. I mean, never want to get hurt, but this is the time too. Just given the fact that he'll have some time to come back and rehab, and he'll probably be back around May. It does suck. Manaea, it sucks, but I mean, what are you going to do? We need people to step up. I like Terens too. I think he'll be good.
I forgot Manaea's hurt. I don't know why I forgot that. When did that come out?
Manaea
Last
and
week?
Montas. No.
It was
I
2
feel like
weeks
that,
ago?
A few
3
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm trying to think then. So it's Senga, Holmes,
Peterson.
Michael,
Yo.
Peterson, Blackburn.
Well, so all right. So we have Senga, Peterson,
Holmes, Blackburn.
You'll probably have McGill.
And then, are they not going to go 6 now? They probably can't.
I mean, they could with Griffin Canning.
Griffin Canning. Did he end up getting hammered the other day?
No, he actually pitched well.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know how you wanted to be getting hammered.
No, because you don't. Come on, Tony. You don't like him. Don't give me that shit.
I'm rooting for him. All right. So they still could do the 6-man rotation. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, they kind of have to, right? For Senga. I mean, the whole reason why they're doing it is because of Senga.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want that guy to be your ace and to perform well
But you guys
throughout
think,
the season, you gotta do that.
They couldn't just do the 5 and just have him figure it out. Like, you'd be that worried about it?
I mean, he's been injured.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like you
feel
know,
like you have to.
and even like LA is doing the same thing. They're doing a 6-man rotation as well.
Oh, okay.
The Dodgers. So it's
which
like,
makes sense. The
they
injuries.
get Yamamoto, the Ohtani. So. I mean, I guess we'll see. Hopefully, it does work out. I mean, I don't think Manaea is going to be out for an extended period of time. I forget what his timetable is.
I think it's honestly the same amount of time as Alvarez. 6 to 8 weeks.
Wait, was it a lat or no?
I feel like it's his oblique.
Oblique.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is always tough.
Yeah.
Lingering.
I feel like the toughest thing. I mean, obviously the pitching was a concern anyway, but just Alvarez with his development. Last year was a tough year. Now you're getting started off on the wrong foot again. And what was the name? I know it's a hand bone in his hand.
Yeah, it's in his thumb. I can't tell what the bone
is.
Yeah,
but it's just, and he had the wrist. Was it last year or no?
No, it was the same deal.
Oh, it was the same.
It was the same shit.
Yeah, so that's just the only thing that's just a little tough. You hope that he can recover from that. Don't rush back and just kind of get his hitting groove because he didn't get his hitting groove.
Didn't get his hitting groove, and it does suck, dude. Because you're definitely counting on him this year to be performing and to be your leader behind the plate. But again, only 4 to 6 weeks, right? So hopefully he does come back fully healthy, ready to go.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was 6 to 8. It is 4 to 6
for Alvarez.
Yeah,
it's 6 to 8.
Oh, it is 6 to 8.
Okay,
I thought it was 4 to 6.
No, 6
Damn
to 8.
it.
Yeah.
Now you're rethinking?
No, I'm not rethinking. You're totally fine, dude. Because Terens is going to do well. Terens is doing well.
Yeah, he's been doing great.
And honestly, what?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think in terms of bursting on the scene, I think this year it's going to be huge for Vientos. He had a great year last year. He's got 2 homers in spring training this year, and he's probably batting somewhere around 300. Honestly,
nice.
So, he's been doing really well. Obviously, playing hard to get some starts at third base, which should be pretty interesting to see what kind of pans out there. Because obviously, Beatty's still in the cards. So.
Yeah. And then Zach, what about the Yankee injuries? I mean, what are your thoughts there with Heel, missing 3 months, and then Cole with the Tommy John?
Obviously sucks, but I still think they're best in the AL East.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
I think like the Orioles, especially last year, they kind of hit their ceiling in the playoffs, and all they did was lose players in the offseason. So honestly, I felt like that was the best punch to the Yankees, but I still think that the Yankees are better. So I think they'll be all right. Obviously, losing those two sucks, but Heel will be back, right?
Oh, yeah, Heel, yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be somewhere June, July.
Yeah.
So you have to have, like, Stroman and Warren start, or even Carrasco, they were saying, because Warren has the options. But I think it's just going to be the bullpen and the offense. First couple months of the season will have to be strong, but I'm expecting that to be the case. And at least you're getting Heel back. And I think when you have Heel back, your 4 is pretty good, honestly. So, and obviously the deadline, you could acquire somebody, depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
I think Matthew Ryan has been hitting the bottle, asking where you are, Tony.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess you two were talking. There was no, so you actually didn't see me. Maybe thought I was gone. I wasn't in the chair. So
don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'll be here, man. I'm not going anywhere.
It's not hiding from you. All right.
I'm not afraid of you, Matthew Ryan.
So I guess that's really it. So I think it is time for the Immaculate Grid. What do we got?
Yeah, I think it is time for the Immaculate Grid. Let's definitely pull it up here. And you're gonna have to probably go to
Should be good, right?
Dog. Yeah, I would do the one to the left of this though.
Gotcha. This one?
Yeah. Just so we're a little bit bigger than it. Also, it's so funny because like Ernie was texting me, and I looked, and he did send me a follow-up photo of
what he picked.
His players. I saw the first one top left, so we're gonna take it. Francisco Liriano.
Nice. I like that.
I didn't see.
Could have done it for the second one too.
I didn't see what percentage it was, but I mean.
Wait, but okay. No, I was gonna say we could do it for the second one. Maybe people don't remember he was on the White Sox, or.
I mean, if you want to, it's your grid.
Do it for the second one, Zach. I just want to differentiate.
Second left.
Yeah. Imagine.
Wrong right off the rip.
Okay.
Okay, Tony.
All right.
Getting all tight. Okay.
I do see the Mets logo here in the top, though. That's pretty exciting.
Mets, Blue Jays. Probably Dickey, too obvious.
All right, Dickey, definitely too obvious.
Josh Tolley, though, I think is good.
Brandon Drury?
No, Josh Tolley.
Josh
the
Tolley?
catcher.
All right, let's do Josh Tolley.
And you don't remember Josh Tolley?
No, I do remember Josh Tolley.
No, I just figured not a lot of people are going to do that.
No, yeah, you're totally right.
I was just thinking about this.
Is he white, though?
Was that this? Yeah, that one. 2%.
2%. All right, not bad.
And then the White Sox and the Mets.
Tom Seaver would be too obvious. El Duque?
You had El Duque, right?
Yes.
And the Mets? Yeah. Do Orlando Hernandez.
I feel like you think that'd be too obvious, though?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
1%?
What do you know, Tony?
All right, dude.
Okay, and then we got All-Stars, Hall of Famers. Crane Pool for the Hall of Fame? Did he make the Hall of Fame, or we don't even know?
No, he did. He's in the Hall of Fame, but I feel like Mets fans would be a little too obvious.
Yeah? I feel like the average fan doesn't even know who Ed Kranepool is. If you're not like a diehard Mets fan, no. We could wait on it for now.
Yeah, wait on it.
All right.
What about Tom Glavine though? Tom Glavine played for the Mets. I feel like no one would pick him for Hall of Fame. Mets.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, do that.
Why, you want to do Ed Kranepool?
No. Do Tom Glavine. See 50% here.
Stop it.
5%. All right, and then so we got Detroit Hall of Famer and All-Star and Hall of Famer and All-Star for White Sox and the Blue Jays. Let's see here.
That's tough.
And Ernie says that's the white guy I choose. What is he talking about?
What do you say?
He said that's the white guy I choose. Maybe he's talking about Glavine.
Oh, that was the one white guy he had? That's funny.
Yeah, that probably is it.
We got two white guys, Ernie.
Just trying to think about Detroit and let's see here. Pitching. Didn't David Wells pitch for the Tigers?
Oh, I don't know.
I
want to say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, should we do it?
Yeah. What do we have to lose?
Oh, the grid?
The grid, the whole grid are live.
Or he's saying Glavine for what he picked.
He did use Glavine?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Glavine.
So he must have been fucking slaying it.
Wells did pitch for the Tigers, Josh B. So do that top left, Zach.
Top left.
David Wells, yeah.
Think it's too much?
No.
Too many white guys for Ernie.
Too many white guys, yeah. 8%. Okay, that's fine. Tiger Hall of Famer. Al Kaline, was he on the Tigers? No?
I don't remember the Tigers.
I'm trying to think about other guys. Also, All-Star and Hall of Famer, so that could be anybody. Mike Messina?
Anybody. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, do Mike Messina, bottom right.
Moose.
Wow.
That's
Because
a
I
good
think
one,
people
dude.
don't necessarily think about that, you know?
Yeah.
See, so for White Sox, I mean, do we go Canerico? I'm trying to think about other guys that were on the All-Star team. Bobby Jenks?
Bobby Jenks?
Yeah, I think Bobby Jenks.
Bobby
is
Jenks, no
going.
one really thinks about him.
For this one?
Yeah.
All-Star, yeah. Bobby.
Oof.
I know. Whenever I'm typing shit out, I'm always like, if I'm picking the wrong
Percent. And I guess Josh says the top of the grid is a little cut off.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm trying to.
Yeah, you gotta exit out. They hit you with the ads.
A bunch
and
of
shit,
ads
dude.
going
Yeah.
on.
There we go.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Sorry
Okay, so
about that.
All-Star Blue Jays, Hall of Famer Tigers.
Yeah, looks bad. Yeah.
Donaldson had to make the All-Star team with the Blue Jays, right? Because he didn't like almost win the MVP. He had to have made the All-Star team. There's no way he
I
didn't.
thought he almost won MVP when he was with the Braves.
No, that was afterwards.
All right.
Josh B with the hearts. Yeah, do Josh Donaldson.
For top right?
Yeah. %. There we go. All right, so just a Hall of Famer on the Tigers.
From Detroit. Hold on.
I was gonna. The Cecil Fielder's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why I'm not thinking of like Tiger Hall of Famers.
I know, neither am I right now.
So somebody will probably help us out with this, but we gotta know it too. Miguel Cabrera's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
No, yeah.
Like there's somebody like from back in the day like we're just not thinking about.
That played on Detroit.
Yeah, closers.
Tigers.
Boy. Couldn't just see that one on Ernie's grid?
I mean, I guess I look now. Well, I was like, whoa, dude. I was like, come on, man. It was honestly kind of crazy.
Ernie
that he
says
sent me
gonna
that,
be close. Ha ha ha. So he's just like sitting this one out. Like he's just
I
laughing
guess
at
so,
us. Like,
dude.
okay,
yeah,
great.
Wow, Ernie, thanks a lot. No, yeah. I mean, he definitely has us beat already.
But he said let's see. 10, 13,
Yeah, it's
13.3, 14.3, 16.3, 21.3,
Yeah.
21.8, but he had 41. I thought, right?
41. I think he had 18.
Did he have 18?
I don't want to look again, okay? Because he's sending me answers, dude.
Yeah, he probably did have 18, actually.
Yeah, 41 seems like if he does with his
No, but
eyes
this
closed.
is bad. Like we gotta know it's like a legendary Tiger player. Like how do we not know one, Tony?
Are there any?
Is Alan Trammell in the Hall of Fame? That's what Josh said. But
I would be willing to bet he is.
I don't know though.
I don't know for
Who
sure.
else was like on those teams, like Old Tiger Stadium? This is terrible.
Who did Josh B say?
Is Alan Trammell? Were you cheating?
No, I'm just looking at his comment. Alan Trammell. And he's thinking, I don't know. Josh B normally is bad when you go when he starts second guessing. It normally means he's wrong. I feel
This has been such a good grid too, and we did it. Did we do it all by ourselves? Besides Liriano, right?
Besides Liriano, which is Ernie's fault, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fucking Ralph Kiner. Is he on the Tigers?
Ralph Kiner. Oh my God, dude, was he on the Tigers?
And there's also the thing that sucks too is like there's definitely guys.
I think Ralph Kiner was on the Tigers.
But it's Josh B. Can you give us confirmation on that?
If I had to bet, I'd go with Ralph Kiner here.
But do we let it marinate for a second? Just make sure.
If you want to, yeah.
How did they didn't have like a Hall of Fame closer, a Hall of Fame catcher? Oh, I know it. No, I don't think they have to go in as a Tiger, but I was going to say Pudge Rodriguez because he played for the Tigers, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Ernie, do they have to go in as a Tiger?
That's what Josh B just asked. Do they have to go in as a Tiger or have just played on the team? I think that they just have to play on the team.
It says that they just have to play in a regular season or playoff game for that team.
Okay, so do it. Ivan Rodriguez. Done.
Beat
Ernie.
Done.
Just played on the team. Ernie confirms it.
Just play on the team.
6%, 27. And he had 8. I mean, but 27 is fucking good, though.
All right, let's see what his answers were now for the rest. Oh, wow, he did Ivan Rodriguez down there.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
For I guess for a Hall of Fame and All-Star did Roberto Clemente, that was 1%.
Which doesn't.
That's crazy.
But I guess there's so many of those where how many high answers you're going to have.
For, what is that, Mets and Detroit, he did Sandy Alomar. For, sorry, not Mets and Detroit. What's, because he cut it off in the photo. What was the, Mets and Toronto, right?
Mets and Toronto, yeah.
No, Mets and White Sox. He did Sandy Alomar. For Mets and Toronto, did Octavio Dotel, dude.
That's a good one.
Roberto Alomar for Toronto, an All-Star. Yeah, Wilson Betterment for Detroit and White Sox. That was 0.3. Good grid, dude.
Is it to play with fire to go one more or no?
I mean, listen, we did it yesterday. We failed miserably, but if you want to try again,
make it a 2 for Wednesday.
Make a 2 for Wednesday.
Yeah,
dude.
let's get another
a hump
grid.
day special, dude.
I guess go to
you can't do yesterday's.
Grids. Yep.
And
then go down.
Yeah, you can't.
Show all.
Yeah, dude.
And just do one of those in there in February. Any of them. Hopefully it's
no. You got to go a little bit deeper. See one.
No, this is good though. No.
Okay, sure.
Right. I mean, no.
No, that's fine. This is fine.
This is actually, I think, a really
San
good
Francisco
one.
and Pittsburgh.
All right.
McCutcheon. No, he didn't play for the Giants.
For the bottom left, Hunter Pence.
That's a good one. Hunter Pence, dude.
What the? Like, that doesn't seem like a name that pops off the page, Tony. No.
I mean, 19%.
For Phillies, Rays, do Zach Eflin.
Oh shit. I think that's gonna be a lot. No. I think it was Zach with an H.
Yeah, it is with an H.
No, right, Zach?
One of the few.
Yeah, that piece of shit.
What a start.
At least we're getting them right, I guess.
Yeah, right.
At this point.
Okay. So the Rays and the Pirates.
Oh.
All-Stars for the Astros, Phillies, and Pirates.
I mean, at this
for
point.
the Astros, do Brad Lidge.
Astros and
No, just the All-Star.
All-Star.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Bottom right.
Score is 150.
Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, that helps us recover a little bit.
Oh, it's great,
Tony.
dude. Yeah.
All-Star for the Phillies. Just trying to think back a little bit here. And also Tampa Bay and Houston.
Tampa and Houston.
All-Star for the Pirates. Do All-Star for the Pirates, Mike Williams. I think that's his name. The pitcher. Let's see.
Ernie says Chris Archer for Rays.
Yeah, do
Pirates.
that one. How about that?
There we go. Good
Rays
shit.
Pirates. That's probably going to be 50%, but do it. Chris Archer.
You think so?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Chris Archer. Yeah.
30.
So what's that? 47, 57, 66. All right. So All-Star for the Phillies.
Someone who's not obvious. Is Trey Turner?
You think?
People may forget about him. I don't know.
That he's on the team right now. They forget
Yeah.
Ryan Howard. I think it's fine.
Why not?
Okay.
6%.
Good enough.
All right. Yeah, dude.
Pirates and Giants and Phillies. Let's see, Giants and Phillies. Pirates and Rays and
Ricky
Giants,
Leday.
Phillies.
Giants, Phillies.
Ricky Leday.
Leday. That's a good one.
Yeah. .3.
That was from Josh B, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Josh B.
Josh B, top rope.
So Rays and Astros.
Rays and Astros.
And Giants and Pirates. I feel like Giants and Pirates, there's got to be so many.
Sorry, Giants, Pirates, also Tampa Bay and Houston.
Alou for Giants, Pirates. Moises
Alou. I feel like we say his name every day
time.
for the grid, dude. So funny.
Am I spelling this right?
It's
you need an
M-O-I.
I. Yeah.
Moi.
There we go.
There we go, dude.
.6.
That's a good one, dude. Moises Alou.
And then the last one, Travelman like Cairo. Oh, he's saying from Moises Alou. All right. I just know that there's somebody that I'm not thinking about here for like a reliever on the Rays. Was Clippard on the Rays? No.
I don't think so, dude. Try it. See what happens.
I mean, basically, we're just hoping for Ernie at this point.
No, I feel like, we can figure this out here.
I just feel like there's somebody so like that I'm just not.
I know. I'm trying to think. Like you said about like some relievers
Or a starter. Vinny Castilla. I guess so. Vinny Castilla. Carlos Gomez. Carlos Gomez better. Do we just Josh B? Rays and Astros. Carlos Gomez.
Josh B or Ernie. Wow, he's going with the Josh B.
Watch it be
Correct. If it is, it's over, dude.
3%.
3%.
Okay.
Immaculate. Wow.
Thank you, Josh B. Thank you, Ernie, as
Ernie's
well.
tight. No, Ernie's
so,
so
a
tight.
77. Not great, but we went 2 for 2. That's what we wanted to do, Tony.
Yes, dude.
That's the
Shit,
key
dude, we
here.
did it.
So thank you guys
hanging.
for your help. Always enjoy doing the grid. But let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save. Are you kidding me? Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pasternak. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So,
That's right, dude.
Yeah, it's just one of those things like somber times, Tony. No way to, I wanted to say, it should be the goal song, but how is it the goal song?
not
You
gonna
lose
be the goal
4 in a
song,
row, heartbreaker, 2-1. I honestly didn't catch any of it. Did you?
Yeah, unfortunately, dude. We haven't played that goal song. It feels like
Last year.
Yeah,
It was last year.
Literally,
Yeah.
dude. And listen. You can watch this game, and you could honestly say the Rangers didn't play terrible.
But they didn't win.
They didn't win though, and honestly, dude. And it's like it also was like one of the 2-1, right? If my memory
2-1.
serves me, 2-1 here. And it's like not for nothing. If they like swept the weekend and then like came into today and they lost 2, or last night I should say, and lost 2-1 against the best team in hockey, I wouldn't be fucking upset. But I guess last night I think the Devils helped us out by beating Columbus, maybe.
Devils did beat Columbus.
But they're still ahead of us. Ottawa now is like significantly ahead of us. They all have less games played than us. So this game last night became kind of almost a must win. And it's like, no, I don't want to fucking watch highlights, ESPN. All right, I've seen them already. And to have a toughly fought game where you kind of like. I guess you went down early. Vladislav Nemetsnikov, of course, scores first for Winnipeg, a former Ranger. Who else? I feel like every game we play, it's former Ranger scoring against the Rangers. But you have the Mika's power play goal about 11 minutes in. And that was great. That was a great opportunity. I mean, not for nothing, like power play, some bread and butter action. You see Mika continuing his stretch of scoring and contributing point-wise to this team, which is awesome. And you're thinking it's halfway through the first period. It's 1-1 now. You can kind of come from behind. And you also have some momentum for the rest of the period, but they just could not get anything going. They could not really enter through the neutral zone very well. Jets, I mean, they play hard defense. They have some big bodies on defense. Josh Morrissey, Neil Pionk, Luke Shen. Also, I think that was a newly acquired guy at the deadline.
The Shen brothers, right?
That's
Brady
right. Yeah,
Luke?
Braden is
Braden.
Yes. Where is Braden Shen? Is he still?
So, did he get traded?
I don't know. Braden Shen is. He's either still with St. Louis or no. He got traded to a different team. Maybe he's on Seattle. Anyone
Anyone out there?
Bueller.
He is on the Blues.
He's still on
Captain.
the Blues.
He's the captain.
Oh, pardon me, dude.
Yeah.
In any case, dude, I mean, there's really not much more to say, to be honest, where you just really couldn't score down the stretch of the game here. Third period, no goals at all. You got Gabriel Velarde, a man I said watch out for yesterday. Obviously, you weren't listening to me because you let him score on the power play. And the Jets, I believe, were 1 for 4 on the power play, which is good penalty killing. But the last 2 games, I think they've given up like 8 or 9 power play opportunities.
Wow.
So it's like you got to stay out of the box. Like, if you want to win these games, if you want to make the playoffs, like, stay out of the fucking box, okay? For Christ's sake, like, Ottawa has some of the worst 5-on-5 play, and you give them 4 or 5 power play opportunities. You know, you give the Jets, who have some of the best 5-on-5 play, power play opportunities, they're going to score. That's exactly what they did. So, and then, again, you can look at the stats will tell you this was a close game. Shots were 22-24 in favor of the Jets. Hits 29-24 in favor of the Rangers. Rangers won in the face-off circle, 30-27. They had, 1 for 3 on the power play, which is good. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just defensively, right, which is where the Rangers have lacked all year long. I mean, look at the block shots, right? I mean, Winnipeg doubled the blocks that the Rangers had. Rangers had 10, Winnipeg had 21. And, I mean, that's defense right there. That's, forwards clogging up shooting lanes, protecting the middle of the ice. Things the Rangers don't do well, so they lose, they fall 2-1. That second period goal was the last goal of the game, which is pretty crazy. Because, obviously, you think of the bad defense, you think of, Winnipeg's going to score. Igor does save 22 of 24 shots here, so he plays a good game. It is unfortunate that he gave up that Velarde goal on the power play. But at this point, it's like, what are you going to do, dude? We kind of saw this loss coming. And if you want to look now, hit ESPN on the iPad.
The schedule?
It's schedule.
Minnesota tomorrow,
standings.
Columbus on Saturday, and 2 points behind in the wild card. But you know what the problem is? You're only 2 points behind, but you've shown the only thing you could do consistently is lose and not win. So how are you going to catch up at that point?
You're not catching up.
Yeah.
Because now Montreal also has 68 points. And
Boston does too.
Boston does as well.
Yeah.
But Boston has 1 more game played than you. Montreal has 1 less game played.
In hand.
They have a game in hand, which is like not good. And not for nothing, Montreal, they're 6-3-1 in their last 10. They have been playing good hockey right now, dude. So you're falling in the standings. Like, you're in an absolute free fall. Laviolette will probably be in a free fall as well if you continue to absolutely blow this season away. So, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens, dude. But like you said, Minnesota coming up. Minnesota is a team who is, I guess they're not really playing for a wild card spot. I guess they're playing for the 3rd spot in the Pacific against the Kings here. But they kind of had a solidified wild card position here. But still, they're a really good team with a former Ranger on their roster, actually. So watch out.
Yeah.
Former Rangers seem to score against them.
Every time.
Every time, dude.
Every time.
Like, every time, dude.
Now, where would you put the playoff percentage?
I don't know, 30?
I'm going to say 10, right?
Like, fuck, man. I mean,
Right? I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, you fucking sucked this past weekend. Like, you really blew it.
Almost to the point where you think it's better now because then maybe, besides Laviolette, maybe they think about Drury. Maybe there's more trades, right? I mean, just a more reorganization.
I guess. More sweet, baby?
Who's talking over here, Tony?
Oh, God. so fucking depressing, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Baseball season though.
you're just playing
March
terrible
Madness.
hockey, dude.
St. John's.
Red Storm, dude. No, I mean, I guess we'll see. You try to stay positive. You can still make the playoffs.
Right,
I mean,
but-
you're 2 points out here.
Yeah, you just can't lose every game. 17
Which
left.
you fucking are. You lost 4 in a row. The most important games of the season, and you just had to go on a 4-game losing streak.
So 17 left, 34 possible points. I mean, how many do you think that you'd have to get?
Out of the 34, 28.
Wow. I mean, that's
Right?
almost
I
every
mean,
game,
with the way Ottawa's been playing right now, Columbus, the way they're playing out of their shoes. And you have Montreal knocking on the door right now. Who knows if Detroit can go on a little bit of a run? They're on a 6-game losing streak. They're John Pollock. I mean, they've been even worse than the Rangers.
That's why he's been a little quiet.
Yeah. So, and you don't have an easy schedule by any means.
right.
You mentioned Wild. You mentioned Columbus, a team we couldn't beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Then you have the Oilers, who's like a team that's always just gonna be playing hard.
Right.
The Flames, who you imagine you could beat, but then you have the Maple Leafs, who maybe you could, but on paper they're a much better team than you. This year they're a much better team than you. Canucks, I don't know. They're playing for a wild card spot. So are the Kings right now, and then you. I guess wrap up March with the Ducks. On the West Coast tour. That's right, we said that. Ducks and Sharks. So I mean, there's potential. But you just, if you play like you did past fucking 4 games,
You're not.
win.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
How am I supposed to sit here and say, oh yeah, we can beat this team?
no, I know it's tough.
I can't say that.
It's tough to get to this point. Yeah.
Brutal.
It just feels dejecting. So, we'll have to see what happens. Just running down last night, Bruins, of course, that doesn't help us out. 3-2 over the Panthers.
Yeah,
that was
sick,
a
dude.
surprise.
Comeback
Marchand's return. Yeah, the comeback victory, three goals in the third period there. Mentioned the Devils 5-3 over the Blue Jackets, so a big win for them. They had been sliding. The Senators 5-2 over the Flyers. Brady Tkachuk with the goal and assist. Wouldn't it be nice if we had him on our team?
Yeah, really, dude.
The upset of the night, potentially. The Penguins did the overtime winner over the Golden Knights. Eric Carlson with the game winner, and Sid the Kid with 2 goals, so kind of turning back the clock there. Obviously, too little, too late for the Penguins. The Hurricanes all over the Lightning in the Gensel reunion game here, 4-1. You mentioned Roslovic with the goal as well, and that's a career high for Roslovic now, right?
It is.
How many is it? Take a guess. I have it in front of me.
Career high 22.
20. Close. So I was kind of surprised by that result. I did call the Wild over the Avalanche. Matt Boldy with the game winner too, which I believe I said, but this was a shootout.
Yep.
So the Wild picking up a big victory there. I know they had been sliding. The Avalanche had been hot, so a little reversal there. The Canadiens 4-2 over the Canucks. Little bit of a surprise for me there. So they're 31-27-6 now. The Capitals all over the Ducks. No big odds victory there. 7-4, a hat trick not from Ovechkin but from Protas. A guy that I'm not familiar with, the center from Washington. Tony, anything there, or you just know Luke Dubois?
Career. I want to say he's a career Capital guy.
Unheralded.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I'm not entirely sure of his background. I do know that Ovechkin did give up the empty netter goal for him to get the hat trick.
Get the hat trick. Yeah,
first career hat trick.
What a guy, right? I was actually being dead serious though, because I mean,
Yes,
I
that's
know
nice.
it's like obviously he's not our team, so how you could, but it's just like you have to appreciate all-time legends. That's all I was saying.
Yes.
I mean, he's it's unbelievable, literally.
Unheralded.
Yeah. Unheralded. He actually has 28 goals this year. So, I mean, I think he's part of the reason why Washington, has been playing as well as they have. You get contributions from somebody like that, right?
Yeah, you have a whole team there playing well.
So it's crazy that they're going to win the President's Trophy after seeing it in the playoffs last year. The Kings continue their dominance at home, 4-1 over the Islanders. Darcy Kemper turning back the clock, 33 of 34. And then the Preds hang on to beat the Sharks here, 3-2. Saros 25 of 27.
There it is, dude.
Forsberg with a goal and an assist, and Steven Stamkos. But again, a team like the Penguins, a little too early, too little, too late.
Too much too soon.
Too much too soon. However you want to look at it, you know. So tonight, a little bit of a small schedule here. Looks like we just have 4 games. TNT got the doubleheader, Sabres, Red Wings, followed by Ducks and the Utah Hockey Club. And then this is funny. Remember when I was saying like the national games that I'd say locally, like the game in Canada? Because on local TV or at ESPN Plus,
the local games here,
the Canucks and the Flames and the Canadiens and the Kraken. So enough to do a Wednesday edition of the Frozen Frenzy.
Right you are, Brian.
A bittersweet frenzy that it is, Tony.
A fucking exhausting season around the National Hockey League, that's for sure. Exhausting not only for New York Rangers fans, but also Detroit Red Wings fans. And we're going to Detroit first, dude. Little Caesars Arena, I believe?
Yes.
Where's the coffee? Where's the coffee in the studio today? The coffee, the donuts. Come on.
Buffalo Sabres going to be visiting Detroit here. Buffalo coming in as the Dogs, plus 125. Detroit minus 145 as they are on the 6-game losing streak. They are clamoring for a victory to stay relevant in the wild card race here out of the East. Total, Brian, is 6.5. And you can watch this one on TNT. Brian, what do you got for this game?
Yeah, I think, our buddy John gets off the schneid here. Buffalo has had a tough year. I know occasionally they win games or are competitive, like against the Lightning last week, but I think the Red Wings rebounding in a big way. I think this is a 5-3 victory for the Red Wings. So give me the Red Wings in the over.
Yeah, I think the Red Wings do get off the schneid here. Sabres are just not good. I know that they've beaten the Detroit Red Wings once already this season, and they just beat Edmonton. Maybe they're kind of heating up. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Red Wings, 16, 15, and 3 at home. Sabres 9, 18, and 3 on the road. Only 9 wins on the road here this season for the Sabres, and they're not going to make it 10, dude. I don't care if Thompson scored 2 goals last game. Give me Alex DeBrincat, okay? 2 goals in the assists. Dylan Larkin, 4 assists, okay, on every goal they have. Red Wings win 4-1. Detroit, and the under. Let's go down to our local game in Calgary. The Flames are taking on the Vancouver Canucks at 9 p.m., dude. Vancouver is plus 120 on the road here, which is very interesting that Calgary's favored at minus 140. Over-under is 5.5. This is a battle of Canada here. I guess, again, Vancouver, I guess really both teams are trying to stay relevant. Calgary in that second wild card spot. Vancouver behind them by only 1 point, dude. So actually, this is a lot playing for Team Canada here. What do you got for these two teams?
The Canucks 29-24 this year, 11 overtime losses. A little bit of a disappointing year on the back-to-back. But I think they rebound. I think they win. I think they're due. I think a tight game, but I think a 3-2. Quinn Hughes finally picking up that 15th goal of the season. So give me the Canucks in the under.
I like that call there. I definitely think Canucks deserve that wild card spot, not the Calgary Flames here. And this is the 4th and final time these two teams will face each other. So I like the Hughes call, get off the schneid, back-to-back losses. Flames have been winning, but they've been struggling to score a little bit. I say Canucks shut them out and about in Canada. Canucks 3, Flames 0, dude. Next game here, we're going to go to Utah as the Hockey Club, 10 p.m. on your nationally covered game here, TNT, True TV, or Max. We'll be playing the Anaheim Ducks, dude. The Ducks who played yesterday, right? They lost to Washington, dude.
Yes.
7-4. Ducks on the back-to-back. That could spell trouble here in Utah, which is why Utah minus 275, over under 5.5. Are the Ducks going to be tight?
No. I think value plus 225. Too good to lose 2 in a row. Utah is good, not great. And I think Troy Terry, Frankie V, Tony, leading the charge here. I think a close game, shootout. Terry, game winner. I'm going to say 4-3. Give me the Ducks in the over.
I'm going to go with Utah. I'm going to go against the Ducks for the second day in a row. Go with the home crowd, the home team, the home field. Clayton Keller, 73 points on the season. We're going to make it 75 at the end of the night. 2 goals. And I say that will be the 2 of 3 goals scored. 1 maybe by Frankie V. Utah 2-1. Utah in the under. What's up now? Next game, last game, we're going to go to Seattle as the Kraken, who are on the outside looking in, are playing the Montreal Canadiens, who are looking and licking their chops right now at this matchup, at the fact that the Rangers are eating shit, okay? The Canadiens coming in here at plus 130. They're road dogs, dude. Road dogs here. Over-under is 5.5. You want to think about these two teams being matched up well together. Late October, the Kraken snapped the whip on the Canadiens 8-2, Brian. This is the second and final time these two teams will face each other in their last 5 games. Canadiens have won 3 of their last 5. Kraken have dropped 3 of their last 5. Are the Canadiens going to be sneaking in the wild card spot?
Yes, because I think the whip this time comes from up north in the battle in Seattle. I think a dominant win for the Canadiens. Back-to-back doesn't matter. The Kraken are not that good. Nick Suzuki, hat trick. I'm going to say the Canadiens 6-3. Give me the Canadiens in the over.
Yes, absolutely agree with that one, dude. Give me the Canadiens. Patrick Laine has been dealing with some ailment, I believe upper body, day-to-day, straight to come back today. Give me a goal and 2 assists for him. Leading the way to a victory for Montreal. I say they win. I'll keep it tight, 3-2. Put some respect on the Kraken's name as Montreal is on the back-to-back. But give me Canadiens and the under.
And just like that, that is your Frozen Frenzy here on a Wednesday. Little 4-pack, Tony. Really, other than that, we're just going to mention a couple minor NFL moves. You know, we had such a flurry of moves over the last couple of days. Joey Bosa signing with Buffalo, 1 year, $12.5 million. I mean, I think a great move for them, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good value. 1 year, prove yourself. He's had some injuries, whatever. If it doesn't work out, you injured again, well, you leave. I think the 12.5 was reasonable. Spoke about it. I think a lot of teams would be interested in getting him. And I think for a team like Buffalo, who, you know, had trouble stopping some better teams with the playoffs, I mean, hopefully he'll add to it.
He's healthy. I mean, he's going to be a monster. Absolutely.
No brother Boses for the Niners.
No, but maybe he feels like the Bills closer to potentially winning than the Niners. Niners, tough year last year, all the injuries. You're losing Juszczyk, Chandarius Ward. So Debo as well. So going to be interesting there. DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Ravens, which is interesting. This is just a 1-year deal, $5 million. You know, obviously didn't do much with the Titans or the Chiefs last year. But a veteran receiver for Jackson, I don't think there's much risk with a $5 million price tag.
No, not at all, dude. I think it's a great get. I mean, talk about, you know, having another position player to bolster some offense here. Like, let's go. That's a huge move. Yeah,
absolutely. The Steelers looking for a replacement for Najee Harris. They signed former Eagles running back Kenneth Gainwell on a 1-year deal. So Gainwell has been in Philadelphia. I believe his entire career was a 2021 5th-round pick, so it must have been 4 seasons in Philadelphia, you know, didn't do a ton, you know, in terms of production. The 4 years add up to probably 1 season if you think about it. 280 carries, 1185, 12 touchdowns, 4.2 yards per carry, and then also caught 100 passes for 721. So versatile back, you know, at times I think you had done a good job. Obviously, it was just limited how much he could get the ball. You know, with Saquon Barkley last year, but they do have Jalen Warren. So I think, you know, they're rebuilding that running back room, and I'm sure they'll draft another running back as well.
Yeah, probably. It should be interesting. You know, we did see some glimpses of Gainwell, and honestly, I thought he looked good.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, it's a good move by the Steelers. But, you know, they also have a quarterback situation to figure out. So I guess we'll see.
And speaking of that, I mean, what do you think, Zach? I mean, a lot of chatter about, you know, Rodgers to the Steelers, maybe Russell Wilson to the Giants. What do you think is going to happen there?
I think the best fit is for him to go to the Steelers.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Just given the fact that they have the talent that they have now to win now.
Right.
I honestly don't know what the Giants are going to do. I know that they were kind of talking to Rodgers, talking to Fields too. I really don't know. I think Russ, like, that would be a good pickup for them. But I feel like at this point, like we know Russ's ceiling, so it's like I just don't think any quarterback can really win going to the Giants right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the Steelers though will definitely pick up Rodgers.
And do you think, I mean, that's a playoff team, a team that could win a playoff game with Rodgers, or I mean, what do you think?
I think it depends on how the offensive line plays around him, because obviously he's limited these days. He can still sling it though, I think. I just think that he shouldn't be forced one way or the other. He needs to be a pocket passer now. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that would really be it for me, because they obviously have the talent, and I think getting DK is like a big like, okay, like we have talent, you should come here. Kind of trying to draw him in. So, yeah, I think also like he played for the Jets. No offense, like this is a different team, different leadership. You never know.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, and I think it's good that Tomlin will be able to keep him in check.
Will
better
he? You
than
think
Saleh.
though?
I mean, Tomlin doesn't take shit.
No.
Yeah, but I feel like they would just not be gelling well together, right? Like,
I mean, I think, well, also, though, that's maybe why he hasn't signed on the dotted line. I guess the money's already been agreed upon. They were talking about that on DNR this morning. So you would think maybe that's holding up what the offense is going to be, what the whole structure. So maybe that's what he's thinking about. Oh, should I just go to the Giants? I can do whatever I want, like fuck Dable. You know?
he probably would be able to, right?
Yeah.
But then he's probably weighing the chance to win with Pittsburgh.
Right.
So, we'll have to see what happens there. But kind of interesting. Also, what do you think about Fields to the Jets?
I like it. I think for him too, especially like getting on a team now. It's a different regime of coaches and everything. Like I think that they have a team that can win now too. I just think with Rodgers, it wasn't working out, obviously, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad team, especially offensively. And I think like for the Jets too, I don't think they've ever really had like a running quarterback like that, more of a dual threat type quarterback.
Right, that's what I was saying yesterday.
So it will be interesting for sure to see how that works, but I'm excited for him. I think it'll be good. And it was a 2-year deal, right?
2-year, $30 million guaranteed. So basically you could cut him after next year if it's that much of a disaster. But I just think, that running element, and I think the running game kind of struggled the last 2 years. So to have another option there to do, these bootleg runs, these option runs. And I was saying yesterday, I think they should sign Kyle Juszczyk, honestly, to really beef up our game. You know? So I'm excited to see that.
What have the Saints done? Have the Saints done anything?
Not much.
Restructured Carr, right?
Yeah.
Was that
Chase we re-signed too.
okay?
But not much.
Other than that, right?
Nothing really. I mean, we're really going to be more in the draft, I think. I'm hoping we go out and get, a wide receiver, but I feel like we'll probably just go get someone for the line. But honestly, I just want to draft somebody who I could like buy their jersey and kind of be excited, because there's just like no excitement with us right now.
Oh, okay, Chris Olave, and then who else do they have at receiver?
We just we restructured with like Dante Pettis.
Oh, okay.
We have Shaheed.
Okay, Shaheed though,
good.
but more of like a slot kind of like end around type of player, gimmick, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Gimmick,
right,
wow.
Tony?
Yeah.
Tony, what were your thoughts on the Falcons? Leonard Floyd, 1 year, $10 million. 10 minutes on Floyd.
10 minutes on Floyd. What do you got on Floyd? I got nothing on Floyd.
Well, since 2020, this really is a stat. He's had at least 9 sacks every season. So
really?
He had 8.5. Oh, so that actually isn't correct though. 8.5 sacks. God damn it, Tony. God damn it. Going into the last year, he had 9 though. So fuck you, dude. Okay. But no, it's kind of interesting though, because he was a first-round pick out of Georgia 2016 for the Bears. Kind of seemed like a bust, but then you look at it since 2020, 10.5, 9.5, 9, 10.5, 8.5. So production's been there. Almost surprised that San Francisco released him, because he was on like a 2-year, $20 million deal, I think. Must have been a cap problem, but 8.5 sacks, that's production. And the Falcons defense, that's one of the things that we said they needed to improve upon. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely for the Falcons. I mean, they have a lot to improve upon, but it is interesting. I wonder why the Niners did let him leave.
Yeah, I think they're in a lot of cap problems.
I think they're just burn it to the ground. Like, I think they kind of just feel like it's over for that like squad.
But then they're going to give Purdy $400 million though.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
Yeah, but you have McCaffrey, you have Ayuk. you have who's the guy? Pearsall, came on strong. George Kittle. I mean, there's still guys there. I don't think you burn it to the ground. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it was a weird year for them last season for sure. I mean, to deal with all those injuries and to never be able to bounce back was very unlike them, I feel,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's something maybe else that's happening inside the locker room or coaching or what.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were saying was it's been the start of the season was really weird for them, locker room wise. So they had a lot of personal stuff going on.
The Rangers.
And then,
yeah.
And it kind of just went south from there. And they never, like you said, they never bounced back, which was kind of shocking because I thought, they were kind of hanging in there for a while. It's they'll come back.
And their division was so up in the air until the last week, and they just down the stretch could never get it together. I wonder what the locker room problems are. What could
I think I was watching something on it. Apparently, it was personal issues with family. A lot of people had the family issues, and then Pearsall he got shot in the beginning of the year, so they were just completely rattled coming out, and then they just didn't play well either. So injuries.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, and like you said, I don't think they should burn it down, but I don't know. They're just releasing people left and right. So it doesn't make sense to me. I thought that they were going to try and keep everyone together for one more year just to see, and then pay Purdy.
Oh, and they also have Juwan Jennings too.
Yeah.
What do we? And then Ryan Clark on ESPN is saying that they should trade McCaffrey, which I don't know. I mean, I think McCaffrey when he's healthy is that whole team. I guess you could say, oh, but what is he going to get hurt? I mean, I don't know. But it's what are you going to get for McCaffrey with a big contract too? I mean, what are you going to get? A second round pick? You'd rather have a second round pick?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I think you run it back for one more. It's like the Rams almost being premature, getting rid of Stafford.
Yes.
Obviously they've resisted that, and bringing in Adams, and be interested to see where Kupp goes. You haven't heard anything about that, Zach, have you? I mean, other than he's released because of the salary with the trade, right?
Yeah, that's all I saw on it, and I don't know. I just feel now, especially I get that it's hard to pay everybody.
Yeah.
But now that you have Adams too, why wouldn't you want to keep Kupp and give it a chance? Are you kidding me?
Ridiculous.
I know, it's so weird.
I don't understand that.
Kupp in the slot, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. You think it just comes down to money at that point?
Money, and I think they're saying, well, he's been injured, not as productive the last couple of years. Let's get ahead of this, I guess.
That's so stupid.
I don't think there's a lot of guaranteed money either.
Yeah.
Which is a big part of it.
It's so because then you can have, and then Puka too. I mean, those three right there. I mean,
yeah, it would be dynamite.
Yeah.
And actually, a former Rams wide receiver, Demarcus Robinson, 2 years, $9.5 million, going to San Francisco. So kind of interesting that they're bringing in another receiver there. He had 31 catches for 505, 7 touchdowns last year, and played in all 17 regular season games, 2 playoffs. So kind of a depth piece. Former Kansas City Chief. So. Going to be interesting to see how they do this. And then the only other thing I was going to mention too, I was shocked the Colts, Zach, giving Daniel Jones $14 million.
Yeah, I don't really know what the
plan is.
Yeah, because Anthony Richardson had a lot of problems throughout the year.
To say the least.
Honestly, I think that's I don't know if he deserves that amount of money, but I think that's really just to keep Anthony Richardson on his toes type thing. Hey, we're gonna we might do this if we have to. We'll throw him in there if you can't, perform. Because I know they have Flacco too, or do they have Flacco?
I would think he's a free agent.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna, they're gonna go back to that. They're gonna try to give Anthony Richardson another chance, but if it doesn't work, I could very well see them giving Daniel Jones a chance. Just given the fact that I think him being on the Giants kind of gives him that break of okay, well we don't know what you're like in a different environment. So, that's what I really think it's for.
Yeah, and I know they're desperate to win. They've been stuck in the middle, around 500 the last several years, and you feel like there's talent. Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, burst on the scene last year. So it'll be interesting. And then, I was just going to mention on the way out here, the Knicks back in action, still without Brunson in Portland, 4.5-point road favorites. Kind of sketchy line. Blazers bleeding here at 28-38. Maybe because, but I still feel like they should be far better. So it almost makes you think all right, is it upset in store here? Blazers have lost 4 in a row. We'll have to see. But I guess overall, you'd say law of averages, them against the bad teams, they would get the job done. But it does seem like, Zach, the consensus remains the same. Everybody's just expecting, well, they'll win. They could win playoff series or two, but once they play Boston, it's over. I mean, it's what everybody seems to think.
Yeah, I just think, like, if you've seen how they've done against all top teams in the East, I mean, they're just
train wreck.
Yeah, they've hit their ceiling, and it sucks. But I just feel like if you look at Boston, I honestly think Boston is going back to the finals. I know the Cavs are really good, but
Cavs are really good.
Until I see it with the Cavs, like, I can't really believe it.
Oh yeah, and did they win yesterday? Because they had won like 15 in a row.
The Cavs?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
They did win. Okay, that was for 15 in a row. So the Cavs go to 55-10.
That's unbelievable.
Damn.
Darius Garland 38-4 steals yesterday. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they match up too.
Like, what are they putting in the food in there?
Yeah, right,
like,
right. So that's
hell?
been a great rebuilding job there for sure. Kenny Atkinson is the coach there, isn't he? I think former Nets coach.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been crazy, but we'll have to see what happens. But I think that really just about does it. Gaming Corner.
GC tonight. That's right, dude. 7 p.m. The Last of Us, dude.
Oh, right.
We'll be in studio story mode. Season 2 of The Last of Us comes out HBO in April. So we got about a month, okay, to beat this game, dude. To get in a few sessions coming up, dude. It's going to be nice. I'm not going to lie. I've watched people play this game before. It's fun just to watch. Yeah, it's great. Great gameplay, great story modes, graphic.
Yeah.
I know you don't really like the zombie apocalypse.
But I feel like I'm okay with watching the video game rather than the show.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think that would give me a puncher's chance, I guess you could say.
All right, well, there you go. So you had 7.
But we got the Big East tournament. So maybe 2 streams. I pop into every show.
Yeah,
you always see at least one comment from me.
Yeah.
Good evening. But I had to say, today flew by. I'm relative that we went 2 for 2 on the grids. That was awesome. I think Zach,
huge.
maybe the good luck here with the
yeah,
grids.
maybe, dude.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next week, I guess.
So like to thank everybody for tuning in today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jane Costume, the merch at DowntimeTV.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy Gaming Corner, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.